Hello, hola, salut, ça passe. Welcome back to my channel, aka Miss Charles. You are tuning in to the 5th episode of the relationship series that I am covering on the channel. So for today's discussion, I wanted to talk about yet another meme that I found online. This one was actually on my Facebook feed, and I was so angry when I seen this meme. I told myself I have to cover this. This needs to be discussed. It's one of those issues that I feel like it's reoccurring in society, and no one is actually really taking the time to discuss it. I think it's one of those things where, we're in 2017 now. There are certain issues that we have in society that shouldn't exist anymore. One of which is racism. And, after 2016 and the year that Beyonce had in music and some of the issues that she chose to bring to light, I feel like now we are all in a space where we should feel comfortable enough, and we should want to take the initiative to say, this is the issue, we're going to talk about it, whether it makes other people uncomfortable or not. The meme that was on my Facebook feed says, quote, "White women are taught how to keep a man and black women are taught to live without one." End quote. As usual, before I give a lesson into a topic, I like to, go into a little bit of story time, give you guys a little bit of background information that pertains to the topic, to the discussion or the debate that we're going to have. So, as some of you know, and those of you that don't know me personally yet, I am Haitian. I grew up, part of my life in Haiti up until I was about 8 years old. And from the time that I can literally remember, my father has always been in my life, and we always had a great relationship. I still remember being about 3-4 years old, and he was carrying me off to preschool on his shoulders every morning. He would sneak me ice cream when he wasn't supposed to. He was just the perfect father. He was just absolutely perfect. I just adored my father. And I remember as a child, I had really thick hair. It took some time for the hair to come in. But once I did start having hair, my mom would, she would do my hair on Sunday evenings to get me ready for the week. And I remember, if my father was in that room, I was hollering. I was making such a big fuss just to get me out of the situation that I was in. So I have great memories. I'm one of those black children, America, that had their father in their lives, always have and always will until the day he dies. So fast forward so that was when I was 4 years old. Fast forward to about 7 years old, 8 years old, and my father moved to the United States, to make a better life for us and get some opportunities, create opportunities for our future. And he left. I have Jean, Magdala. So I have 3 other siblings. Well, now 2, because one of them passed away recently. But I had 3 other siblings in Haiti, but only 2 of us were actually with my mom because she was our biological mother. We shared the same mother, and she held down the household. And I'm really trying to think of another way to say that, because that's truly an understatement. To say that my mother held anything down, or to say that she respected her relationship, she never messed with anyone else, she never went out of character. She remained the woman that my father married, the woman that he knew he could depend on, if he wasn't there anymore or whatever the case was. And my mom always made sure we had food on the table. I mean, my father, when he was in the United States, he always sent us money, and he did what he could at the time with what he had, with the cards that he was dealt. So he was always there for us. But my mom, she was a shoe salesman in Haiti, and we still had maids. After my father left, we never went hungry. We never wanted anything. We always had everything we needed. So, and we were both still in Catholic school, my brother and I. We were in private school. I was in a Catholic school. I'm not really sure what school my brother was in, but You know, we still had maids. Our uniforms were always customized and ready to go for the school year. We never missed a school year because of uniforms, because we didn't have shoes, because we didn't have books, or because we didn't have transportation. It never, nothing like that. And we're very fortunate to say that, because to this day there are still people in Haiti that miss out on an education because they can't afford, you know, certain things. They can't afford the registration fees. They can't afford public education, nonetheless, to be in a private school. So I'm forever grateful that my mother was always able to give us that opportunity. Now, with that being said, going back to the meme that black women are taught to live without one. My mother was raised in a household where she left her household with her parents at a very young age, fairly young age. She was 16 years old when she left the country and went to do her thing in the city, where she met my father. She's always been an independent woman, always took care of herself. And I think sometimes when black women are independent, when they can do for themselves, when they have a goal and they go after that goal and they achieve their goals, people tend to judge them and tend to treat them as if, you know, they don't belong in society. I mean, she knew when to be submissive. She knew if there was an issue in the household. She knew what things that my father had to handle, and she knew her role as a wife and as a mother. So she never got that twisted. But I think it's just, back then that was accepted, you know, for a woman to do certain things. But I feel like now, as we're growing older and it's a new generation coming up in the world, I really don't know if it's because of the TV shows like Love and Hip Hop, always trying to collect a check from a man, but our perspective of black women has really changed. And now that we're in 2017, it should be a new perspective where we support our independent women, where it's not just in a rap song that we ask for independent women, but in real life, when we get an independent woman, we don't know how to handle one. And it's just, this discussion it needs to be had, because I do not understand why are we even comparing women? That's my first problem. Why are we even comparing women? We're all in the same boat. And I think black women, we have not been dealt the same cards as white women. If you guys feel like white women are taught how to keep a man, that's because they didn't have to worry about anything else. They didn't have to worry about their husbands going out and maybe not coming home. Maybe their husbands get arrested just for being black. They didn't have to worry about their husbands getting hung on a tree just because they were black. So I think when you guys come up with these memes, when you guys come up with these stereotypes, you really need to think some of the circumstances that may be behind those certain stereotypes. And I think oftentimes people tend to believe that it's just black women that, that depend on the welfare system, or the only ones that, that get child support, and we're the only ones that do this, we're the only ones that do that. And let me just break it down to y'all really, really quickly, okay? First of all, black women are not the only ones that wear weave. Black women are not the only ones that have children by deadbeat men. Black women are not the only ones that live in Section 8. We're not the only ones that have food stamps. We're not the only one on Love and Hip Hop. Just as much as y'all like our culture, y'all like to borrow our hairstyles and borrow our swag and the way we talk and the way we carry ourselves, you have to understand that whatever system is created to support society, that it's not just black people that take advantage of these systems, that take advantage of these programs. I done seen some white girls with some longer weave than me. I done seen some white girls that are more hood than some real ghetto black girls that I've met. And looking at our TV shows now, I've seen white girls in the same positions that we are in. There are white girls out there that are really, like, real life trying to become Trina, real life trying to be the next Beyonce, real life trying to be the next Nicki Minaj. So to have these memes and to create these stereotypes about black women, make sure that when you're creating these stereotypes, you're not looking like a sore loser. Because if you're going to say that black women, we have to learn to live without our men or whatever, well, why is it that we're so worried about living without our men? Maybe y'all should stop killing them. Maybe y'all should stop putting them behind bars. How about that? Think about that, because it's really becoming an issue where society tells us these things, and it's coming to the point where we're kind of forced to believe it. It's like you guys are trying to make us feel like, yes, we are less than these white women. We need to bow down to these white women. And I, Faniola, will not bow down to any race, to anybody, actually. Forget a race. I'm not bowing down to anybody. If you are in a room with another white woman, and there's a gentleman in the room, and you feel like you can't get that brother or whatever race he is because she's white and her hair might be silkier or she might be thinner, think again. Because just as much as they used to talk down on black women with our big hips and our fat butts and our big breasts, just our curves in general and our big lips, now they want to be us. Now they want the curves, Kylie Jenner. Okay, now they want the big lips, Kylie Jenner. Now they want to be us. Now it's okay to have black features. If it's okay to have black features, I need y'all to understand it's okay to have a black life, to have a black lifestyle, to have a black son, to have a black husband. And I know you brothers out there that sit up and talk about, oh, black women are this and I can't do. Look, your Negro, your mama is black. You came from a black woman. She didn't have to have you. She didn't have to keep you, but she kept you. And now to this day, you're going to sit up here and tell me you ain't messing with a black woman because of what? Okay. I just had to get all of that off my chest because I'm really to the point where I am so sick and tired of being bashed. And this brings me to my next point. I really do feel like we're in this stage in our revolution as black women, because it is an evolution. We've came up some waves, okay? We've came up from being sold and, being looked at in museums because of our curves. We've come such a long way. We've come from the stage of where we thought if we had silky long hair, we can be accepted in society. And honey, no matter how many times you put that damn perm in your hair, no matter how blonde that damn color is, they still gonna look at you like a black woman. And I myself had to learn that lesson. And I really do feel like we're in this stage in our evolution where it's like we feel like we need to explain something to somebody. We always feel like we need to explain ourselves. I remember it was about 5th grade, okay, and your girl barely learned how to speak English. I barely had it down, and I was all up in people's mix. I was so excited. I learned how to speak English. I'm going to become one of the Americans now, and whoop-de-woo, whatever the case. And I remember this little girl, Simone, her baby hairs used to be popping. I'm going to give her that. The baby hairs was laid. It was like her mama woke up every day and was like, come here, child, let me get these baby hairs down. And I remember growing up in Haiti, and my mom used to do my baby hairs. But, growing up a little bit, you're like, oh, Mom, they don't do that in America. So in the morning, I would tell her, Mom, don't give me baby hairs because, the white kids at school, they don't do that. And I want to be one of the white kids. But this little black girl, Simone, whatever she was mixed with, she had some nice hair. She probably wasn't mixed. She probably was just full black and just had really nice hair. That's another misconception y'all got. Just because somebody got nice hair, they got to be mixed with something, and that ain't true. So anyways, I need to stop renting. So anyways, I stopped doing my baby hairs, and Simone always had her baby hairs popping. So I come to school one day, and I'm cute. I just got a new shirt that my dad got me. So I'm like, Mom, let me get some baby hairs going. And I go to school, and Simone, I will never forget this. Simone said, oh, now you want to do baby hairs? And mind you, we're in 5th grade, okay? So this little girl coming at me all types of crazy. And I had to tell her in 5th grade that I've been doing baby hairs since the ghetto in Haiti. I ain't even had gel to be doing them baby hairs. By the end of the day, they was nappy. They done receded back to just my normal hair. The rest of my hair, they done made one little nappy thing. So I didn't need her to tell me how to do no baby hairs. I had it down. And I remember growing up as a child, there was always this conversation among us black girls where it was like, well, I mean, I used to have long hair like you too, but my mama permed my hair, so that's why my hair don't grow anymore. We always got an excuse for something. We always feel like we need to be explaining something, and we don't need to explain nothing to nobody. We don't owe anyone an explanation. And I'm actually, the next point that I'm going to make, the next thing that I'm going to talk about is something that I'm going to discuss in another video another time. But I remember wanting to be white so bad, and it's okay to admit it now, because as you grow older, when you're young, you have identity issues, so that's not a problem. But I remember growing up bleaching my skin and doing this and doing that, and that was just so unnecessary. And I remember when I cut my hair to get the finger waves, and I remember I was on Instagram one day, and I was looking at my feed. And I just seen all these beautiful black women. They were all beautiful. They were all different tones of black. They were their own, they were these individuals that were just popping, the Instagram baddies, as we call them. But it was just one thing in each picture that never changed, and it was their hair. It was this curly afro, my black is powerful kind of thing going on. And I am not bringing nobody down. I dig it, okay? I went through my phase too, where I felt like I had to prove to somebody that I'm black, that I'm super black, that I'm not just Haitian, okay? I'm not just from a Caribbean. I am as black and Negro as it gets. And I remember I just got so frustrated, and I just thought, why we always got to prove something to somebody? Why we always trying to be something, trying to show people that we are fully black, or we are fully this, and we really came from the motherland and all this and all that jazz. And I just thought that's not me. And at the time I did have they were pretty nappy. There were these clip-ins that I just ordered from another company, and I just took them out, pop, 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 one by one, row by row, and I was just over it. I just feel like we're in this, right now, black women are going through this thing where they feel like they need to prove that their hair can grow. They need to prove that, their curls are just as beautiful as the next girl. They need to prove that they can have either straight hair or with perm, or they can have curly hair, and they need to prove that they use this coconut oil. They just have so much to prove, and I don't know who they're trying to prove it to. I really don't know, because whether our hair is straight or curly, or whether you have 4C or 4A or whatever type of hair you have, you're black. You're black. And you don't need to explain to anyone that just because your dad is white and your mama's black, that you're half this and half that, and you're not really black and you're not really this. My thing is, if we get deported back to Africa, honey, we gonna be in the same boat. You gonna sit right next to me. Whether I'm in the cotton field or you up in that damn house serving somebody, you still a slave. So trying to prove something to somebody, trying to prove that you're better, you got one step up than the next person, it's just, I'm really not sure if it's social media that has created this idea for us. I'm not sure if it's something that if it's just another, one of those popularity things that we've created in our own communities, in our own black communities. But I really cut my hair because I felt like I'm tired of trying to prove that I am black and it's okay to be black. I know it's okay to be black. Bald or long hair, it is okay to be black. My best friend is literally bald as could be. And I mean bald, chicken head bald. She's bald. And she's badder than some of the baddest people that I see on Instagram. So to me, it's just like black women were just really struggling, and it hurts me because it's society that's making us feel like we're not good enough. It's society that makes us feel like we have to bleach our skin, and we have to do this. And now we're wearing the apparel that says I'm proud to be black. You don't see white people walking around with these shirts talking about I'm proud to be white. Why do we have to do this to ourselves? I don't understand it. And it's just so much, and it just hurts me so much when I see these memes, and it hurts me especially when I see them from black men, because black men just seem to think that black women are supposed to wait for them, and black women are not good enough for them anymore, and black women are just option number 2, and they're going to get them a Spanish broad, and they're going to get them a Caucasian broad. And that's, listen, growing up, you know, one of my siblings always had this fetish for Spanish women, bad Spanish women with the big old butts and nice curves and the curly hair, and I respected it. And then he got to this point in his life. We were having a conversation one day with our cousin, and he just said, I don't want a Spanish bride anymore, because when my baby grow up, I want her to look just like me. I don't want her to have to explain anything to anybody as to why she looked different from her mother and father. And that was the day that I respected my brother, because it was just like, I always felt like he, and it's not just him, it's black men in general. It's like black men they want mixed children. They want like these Caucasian baby mamas and wives, because they don't want their children to have to grow to explain anything to anybody. And they don't realize that that pain that they don't want their children to endure, that pain is something that they have within themselves. That's pain that they haven't dealt with. That's pain that stems from their other brothers. That's pain that comes from basketball locker room conversations. That comes from football room conversations. That comes from club conversations. And now we see these people on Instagram. We see these people on Twitter. We see them on Tumblr and Facebook. We're like, they're bad. It is so rare to see a picture of a dark-skinned, I mean, I guess now dark-skinned women are getting this attention, and all of a sudden, everyone is so interested in us, and everyone is so interested in the black girl magic and making black dark-skinned girls feel special. And I remember there was this picture on Instagram. It was a side-by-side picture of a dark-skinned girl and a light-skinned girl. And I read through the comments, and so many people said, I mean, she's cute for a dark-skinned girl, but that light-skinned girl is bad. She's bad. And you know what? When you're growing up as a young dark-skinned girl, and someone comes up to you and they say, you know, they tell you, wow, you're really pretty for a dark-skinned girl. If you don't know any better, you might say, oh, thank you so much. I am, aren't I? And then as you grow older and you start learning certain things, you're like, and what is that supposed to mean? Whether I was dark skinned or light skinned, I was white or Spanish, I'd still be this cute. And it's just, it really just broke my heart when I seen that meme on Facebook, because it's like society puts us in this position where women are supposed to compete with each other. And not only are black women competing with white women now, but we're competing with being dark or light. And we don't do the paper bag color test anymore, but we might as well. You know, we have Instagram, everybody on Instagram judging us, and it's just to the point that if you want mixed children that bad, if you don't want your children to go through certain things, you should think of how you're making people that are your age, women that are black women that are your age now, how you're making them feel when you reject them because they're not light enough, or because they're not, you know, they're not cultured, or they're not this, or they're not that. I think to get change in our society, it starts with these memes. It starts with these stereotypes that you guys are creating. And it's funny and it gets these likes, but there's somebody in this world that is looking at that meme that is going through something in their lives. Someone that someone else just rejected because they weren't light skinned enough. Someone just rejected because, yeah, they were light skinned but they weren't a white girl, or yeah, they were white but they ain't a Spanish bride, or yes, they're this, or yes, they're that, but they're not enough. Someone is feeling like they're not enough, and at that particular moment they stumbled upon that meme and now they feel worse. And to me, that's not worth it. It's not worth retweeting. It's not worth sharing. It's not worth putting on my Snapchat. It's just not worth it. So this is my declaration as a black woman, that I'm tired of just being a black woman. I'm a woman, and I'm a black woman. I'm a strong black woman. I'm gonna be a successful black woman. And it's about time y'all just stop looking at that color. It's about time. It's 2017. It's about time. So that's the end of my rant. I'm not going to say episode. That is the end of my rant. If you guys feel the same way, or If you have a different perspective, let me know. I am going to go into depth about this particular topic a little more. It's just that meme. I had to get that off my chest. So we'll have some more discussions, especially about the skin bleaching and, you know, going natural because we're black and we're trying to prove something. So I'm going to have more discussions about that as the channel, you know, goes on as it develops a little more and I start feeling a little more comfortable. We're going to talk about these issues, and I'm just glad I was able to get this off my chest today. It was killing me. I literally seen it yesterday and I was like, I'm doing a video. I'm done. I'm doing a video. You guys are making me angry. I'm black and I'm proud to be black, and I don't need a t-shirt to tell me that I'm proud to be black. So either whether you respect me or not, I'm still gonna be black, and I'm probably gonna marry a black man. I love me some Spanish men, but I love me some Mexicans, but I'm probably still gonna marry a black man because that's what it is, and you can't tell my child no different. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please leave your feedback, leave your comments, like, share the video, and subscribe and share the video. Thank you so much for watching. Ciao.